Hello, my name is Jamie Kyle, and this is my final presentation on the excerpt of The Woman in White. As you see, I used the blackout method to create new meanings to each pages. The blackout method helped me take away most of the words, leaving only a few visible. As you can see on the first page, I left 5 sections of words visible. The meaning of this page can be taken however you want. The picture is one to be explained along with the word left visible. It can interpret as someone who is seen as a good person, but only to find out the fact that they are not to be trusted. The second slide shows 2 phrases taken from the first slide, good character and then don't trust. These 2 phrases to me were the most meaningful because it is preaching one thing, but actions show another. While one person may have a good character, you can never be too trustful with someone. If you look closely at this picture, you notice that the woman has her hand up as if making a pledge or a promise, but if you take a closer look, you see her other hand is behind her with her fingers crossed, meaning she is posing as truthful, but in reality, she is someone who mustn't be trusted. The next page has a few more sections visible than the first. The original text has been blocked out and artfully turned into a brand new meaning. While looking at the new text, you notice that the words are bringing together a message of help and torment, someone who cannot be trusted with their own thoughts. The pictures on this page help create an image. As we zoom into the first image, you notice it is a man leaning against the wall in distraught, while many shadowed hands are reaching out for him, trying to grasp him in his thoughts, to push him towards something. The hands reaching out are not really there, but are there in his mind. The next image can have a very deep meaning if looked into. The woman's face as if a curtain is pulled back and you can see a smaller version of herself locked in the cage. This represents the true personality and feelings that are stuck behind a facade. It almost seems as if she is begging for help in the smaller zoomed-in picture. As we move on to the next one, we see a similar pattern to the rest, blacked out with only a few selected words showing. The meaning of these layered texts can be expressed as sadness and trying to evoke emotion from the audience. The 2 black and white pictures are coming together to help build a better image in your head. Getting a closer look into the first picture on this page, you notice a young woman naked at the bottom of the staircase. The staircase shows to be dark at the top, and as you descend, it becomes lighter and then almost a spotlight on the young woman. The young woman can be seen as naked because she is vulnerable and afraid. She is in a crouched fetal position and appears to be sad. Zooming into the next photo, you notice that there is a woman in a hallway with many hands reaching out for her, almost as if trying to grab her. They can represent the demons she may be feeling and avoiding. Although scared, the woman still moves forward. On this page, there is an abundance of words put together to form a small story almost. The meaning is almost dark and makes you think about what you are reading. The 2 pictures on this page are to help create a better image. When zooming in, you notice that the eyeball is really an old-fashioned clock, the eye being the clock is an example of an extension. The next image is an old stopwatch that is tied to some rope. If you look closely, the rope is starting to break. The metaphor within this that his time is running out and luck is granted. The next piece gives off an eerie feel, almost as if you should feel scared. It makes you wonder what's next. The new meaning of words is such a contrast from the original text. It definitely gives you a new outlook on how simple it is to change something from its original meaning to something completely different. The next slide shows 2 significant phrases from the new meaning, quiet and grave along with nerves are shaken. These 2 stood out the most to me and really helped me choose the rest of the words I wanted to read. They really bring life to the short news story. First picture you see is hands drifting in water, almost as if someone is drowning. The hands seem as if they are trying to grasp something, Within the picture, there is a reflection of trees, and you can also see that it may have been raining, as there are raindrop ripples in the water. Within the second picture, there is what can be assumed an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere. Also in the picture, there is a sparse tree overlooking the house. The scene is quiet and unnerving, with tall and untouched grass, boarded up windows, and a certain emptiness is left when looking at it. The last page is one of the shorter ones. There are 6 words to capture a new meaning. It gives off the feeling of despair. It makes you think about time and how much of it do we really have. The next slide shows another significant saying from the previous slide. Time promised and nothing changed. I think it's significant because it is something that is relatable. It also really helps bring the image to mind when reading it. When you zoom in on the picture, you notice that there is a coffin in an aged room. On top of the coffin is an old-fashioned candle. In the background, there is a couch, and on the side table with a lamp on it. As you can see, the light is on. Also on the side table, there is a small-headed figure. This picture just really brings together the words and meanings. Another image is on the page is a clock, a giant clock withering into nothing, meaning that the time that was once promised can no longer be useful. It helps bring words to life and makes a connection.